At the Florida Capitol, a bill getting a thumbs up in the House today would bar cities and counties from putting money toward diversity, equity, and inclusion programs.
There's growing concern that this could ban some cultural events. Our Capitol Bureau reporter Cody Butler has the story.
Florida has spent the last several years removing diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across state government. This year, state lawmakers are trying to do the same in local government.
It creates legal uncertainty for local governments.
Cities and counties across Florida are among the most diverse in the country. State data shows Florida's diversity index is at more than 85%. Down party lines, the House is sending Governor Ron DeSantis a bill that bans local governments from spending money on DEI programs. This includes even passing resolutions, and the punishment for doing so includes removing elected officials from office.
That will inevitably cause local electeds to just not act, and that will have a detrimental impact on the constituents that elected them and that also elected us.
Representative Ashley Gant says the bill is so vague this could end cultural events like LGBT pride parades across Florida.
While we do have 10 to 12 carve-outs, that doesn't mean that local governments will still have the ability to understand and interpret and implement the law.
House Speaker Daniel Perez says that's not the case.
That doesn't inhibit the ability for local governments to be able to have a gay pride festival if that is something that they choose to do.
Perez says the idea is simply preventing tax dollars from going towards the efforts.
Do we want taxpayer dollars to be used to put on certain events that have to do with DEI and promoted by local governments? No, we don't want taxpayer dollars used for that.
The bill now goes to Governor Ron DeSantis. He's expected to sign it into law. At the Florida State Capitol, I'm Cody Butler reporting.